Good morning, happy Saturday, and welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host Chump Change, just live recorded. For anybody that's new here, we just go over crypto news from the prior day that I would normally do by myself with everybody here. Let's see who's in the chat and then we'll go from there. Mr. Alltrack says, sorry, can't stay, snowblower is calling me. Dude, I'm gonna get like 8 to 12 inches tomorrow. I feel ya. It's gonna be awful. Anyways, you could throw it in your earphones, not have to listen to the snowblower. It'd be cool. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being here. We have Rude Puts in the house, my man Backwards Miner, all set. Mr. DJ Mines, Integra Guy, good to see you guys. Let's see, Nerd Beast. Let's see, scrolling up here, we have Backwards Miner in the house. Charles Harris said his wife made some delicious cookies. If you need my address, let me know. Steven, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Kyle Rosa, Magic Lucky, anybody else I may have missed, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's get into this. The Bitcoin ETFs are unofficially approved. At least we have an article that says that. Let's see what that's all about in a few minutes. First, check out the markets. We have Bitcoin 43,957. Look at that. Ethereum 2250. Ethereum has been really holding super strong. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. It really hasn't moved much, regardless of the dips up and down. It's kind of it's really solid. Solana's taking a nice pullback, 94 bucks. I mean, it was 101 yesterday. Overall, I really would like to see it get down to the 70s, and then I think I'm going to purchase some. But I don't know. I think Solana has a good, still has a lot more room to grow, at least eventually. And we'll actually watch a video from Mr. Austin over at Altcoin Daily at some point this morning, kind of going over Ethereum and Solana. If you guys have any questions, obviously just at me in the chat. Let's see, when it's approved, it will take the price of BTC down a little bit. Yes, it might, Mr. Rude Puts. It might. You never know, I guess. All right, let's look at this. AVAX 34 bucks, down 5.2%. Let's see, anything popping out at us? Not really, honestly. Where is Kaspa? What happened to Oh, down here, 11 cents. 11 cents. Kaspa's been flirting with 10 and 11 cents the last like 3 days. ETC is down to $19, unfortunately. It's under 20 bucks once again. But I think ETC will have a run up. It'll have its time to shine at some point. LTC, again, I think super undervalued, $65. You got to remember, LTC it was like the Kaspa before Kaspa, right? It was just super cheap transactions, super fast, or not super fast, but way faster than Bitcoin. Let's be real, anything is faster than Bitcoin, but it has been one of those top tier coins forever. It's always Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin you see on these payment platforms. I really do think that LTC is super undervalued. All right, let's check out crypto bubbles real quick on the day. FTT just popped back up out of nowhere. 69, looks like it's ranked 69, minus 9.6% on the day. We have Sui is up 9.9%, almost 10. HNT is down 13.2% today, ranked 78. Nothing else really pops out at me. Render's doing honestly, Render's still doing pretty good. I remember me and DJ were looking at it. It was like $1.50, kicking myself in the ass for getting out of it at like $2. $3.83. Render's doing good things though. I guess we'll have to see what happens. This is a more or less like a computing power coin, but yeah, go check them out if you guys are interested. It's not mineable or anything. You guys can purchase it on Coinbase though. Let's see, ICP Internet Computer ranked 17th, $12.17. Does anybody have this? Render is on Solana. Yes, I actually heard that. You are correct, sir. I heard that. And you know what, everything that's on Solana had a really good run up. Really good run up, actually. Let's see, let's go to the top 500 real quick. I want to see if Hivemapper is still here. Holy shit, holy shido. What is going on here? What is this? 135%. It is ranked 461. A lot of the gains, honestly, that you're gonna get are probably out of the top 100, growing into the top 100, if that makes sense. But this one, 135%, never heard of it. It's under a penny, a little more than half a penny, 638. Not too bad. Ranked 461, like I said. Dynex is up 1.7%. Dynex has really been kind of, man, like, shout out to Dynex. I love the whole idea behind it. I love what they're doing. But man, it's been very disappointing lately. I don't know about you guys. You guys disappointed in Dynex just a little bit? It's not really like them as a project. It's just the coin's appreciation. I feel like it deserves more. And that's weird. It like blinks when it's clicked on. Weird. We have Kaga. Sounds like Kaka. Crypto asset for 427 ranked. It is under a penny, a tenth of a penny actually, down 22.1%. Again, this is top 500 coins. I don't know what YFII is. DeFi money? No idea. It is what? $1,255? What? A coin? That's absurd. That is absurd. It's a 40.2%. It was 940 bucks, 950 the other day, ranked 497. Interesting, man. There's way too many altcoins just to like be in on. Unibot 6342. Man, is there any altcoins that you guys are like really on that nobody talks about? Let us know in the chat. Super interested to know if there's anything you guys are like specifically looking at. All right, let's check out the fear and greed index, looking like 70. Again, nothing really too crazy. It's been neutral forever, even though it says greed. Under 75 is really pretty neutral. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, XRP, USDC, Lado Staked Ether, Cardano, and Avalanche. Again, Avalanche above Dogecoin, which is in 11th by about, let's see, 1 billion, 1.2 billion or so. Avalanche took it. I mean, again, kind of deserves the top 10 spot over a meme coin at the end of the day. We have Shiba still in 18th, Internet Computer in 19th, Litecoin's in 21st. Again, super undervalued at 65 bucks, at least my opinion. Bitcoin Cash, $235. I don't know what's going on with this coin. Is this one going to go up, you guys think? Bitcoin Cash? I assume it will. I think it was like, how much was it actually in the run up? Maybe 400 bucks or something. Not really positive, to be honest. We have Ethereum Classic, undervalued in my opinion. This is the original Ethereum, if you guys didn't know. $19.72. I do think this will have at least a run up to 50, or possibly 100 in the next bull run. Kaspa ranked 38, just under 11 cents. Looks like it is at a $2.4 billion market cap, looking pretty good. Arbitrum's actually been doing pretty good lately. $1.76, $2.2 billion market cap. You know, let's look at Lithium. Lithium was actually on a tear the other day, and I actually just added some Lithium merch. If you guys are interested, in the pinned of the live chat, I have a crypto merch store, and I added a Lithium hoodie. I just ordered like this Just Hodl It and Hodl Gang ones, and the Crypto Millionaire one I think I ordered as well. And In Crypto We Trust. I can't wait to get these actually. But all right, let's look at the Lithium. Let's see how they're doing. ALPH. Let's see real quick. Lithium, $1.51. Nice. This is a coin that I'm not personally interested in, but a lot of people are. A lot of hype around it. You can make some money on it. Do it. 1.2% up today. On the week, it's actually up a lot. It's up a lot. I had like a 40% move the other day. What am I going to markets for? What am I doing? Again, these charts are complete ass, but what am I doing? Let's go to 7-day. 7-day looking like, again, you can see it was about $1, and this thing pumped to about $1.50. A little over $1.60, or actually $1.60 even, it says. That's a new all-time high. $1.61 about 2 days ago. Pretty good. Pretty good. Coffee. You need coffee, or is that a coin? If that's not a coin, that should be a coin. Let's see if coffee is a coin. Let's see. Looks like there is some sort of something. Yeah, I knew it was gonna take me to a different place. That's funny. Anyways, all right, let's check out ETC pile, see how shitty this coin's doing. I don't know what the hell's going on with my payouts. Actually, I have not paid out my nodes in like well over 5 days. 45 cents. 45 cents. Damn. Bruh. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let's see, last 7 days. Anybody into this ETC node stuff? ETC MC nodes. 75 cents, man. This is 7 days straight down to 44. The all-time low is 24. You think this thing's gonna flatline? You guys think it's gonna flatline? Let's see. Yes, I am. Really? You 4. Charles Harris. Nice. Have you got paid out? They are slow payout for nodes I got yesterday. Really, Alvitus, when did you actually claim your node, your payout? Because man, I did it when I was sick. And I've been waiting, and I have not gotten anything yet. And I just claimed another one again today. Sorry, not today. Was it yesterday? No, I think it was the day before yesterday. So I guess we'll have to see. But they don't do anything on the weekends. They like take it off. All right, let's look at what else? Neoxa. Neoxa is one of those coins that I personally have staked over on inodes. It's just kind of all of my holdings are chilling there, and it says you get X amount a day, but honestly, it's just accumulating. So they're just paying themselves with my money until I decide to rip it out of there. But it's at 0.003, so 0.3 of a penny, almost 0.4 of a penny. This is again one of those gaming coins that you can play to earn, and I think it has some legs to stand on. It's been around quite some time. I just got, let's see, Nerdbeast said, I got one of 2 payouts. I believe they said 5 days. It's business days, not weekends. Yeah, they're definitely well over 5 days for mine. Well over 5 days for mine. So we're gonna have to message them and see what the hell's going on. Let's see. This coin has been doing. Let's see what it's doing the last 30 days. I guess. I think it's been dropping. So I've been consistently DCAing into it since it's been like right around here. Actually, it's really not too bad though. Really not too bad. It's still been holding around 3/10 of a penny. Let's see there. Let's go to the max. Let's go max chart. See, Neoxa had a super high run up pump right after it kicked off. Crazy. Right to a penny, almost 2 pennies. And it kind of flatlined a bit, and then it's been gradual. Oh, Jesus, didn't mean to do that. Oh, hold on, I fixed that. That was weird. All right, hold on. Gonna fix this. Actually, no, let's look at the past year. It's been gradually going up over the past year. Ever since they started their node stuff. Their node stuff really did the run up here. I think it was like right around this area. This is when things started like really picking up. And that's when I really started putting effort into getting enough coin to do it. And there actually is a Neoxa poker tournament coming up in, is it the, I don't even know, 17th, 20th. Somebody put it in the chat if you guys have it. Let's see, Crypto KJ, they're playing catch up after all the time off during the holidays. I got you. Makes sense. We'll have to see. I guess we'll have to see how that project's doing. That was for ETC POW. All right, let's look at what is it, AIPG? Isn't that one of the new coins? AI Power Grid. I would really like to know what AI this coin actually does, or if they're just trying to live off the hype of this the power of the AI term in general, because I think that's really what's happening here. 55 cents looks like let's show you the last 30 days. They've been having pretty good run up though. 23 cents to where it is now, 55 whatever. All-time high, let's see, all-time high at 77 according to CoinGecko anyways. Not too bad, man. These guys that do the charts really need to like pick their shit up, because man, they just, I don't know, that one's at least kind of close, but geez. What other coins you guys want to look at? Let's look at Flux. See what Flux is doing. 55 cents. You know what, I think Flux is pretty undervalued as well. They launched their new marketplace. I don't know if it's still in beta, or I don't know what they call it, alpha. I don't know what the hell's going on, but 55 cents, I think it's pretty undervalued, to be honest. You guys look, I think that all-time high was 333. Yes, 333. Had a nice run up, came out in 2018. I mean, Flux is doing pretty good things, and I think Dynex are working with Flux now, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know, this is I guess we'll have to see where it goes. 55 cents though, it's a pretty good gamble if you guys want to jump in on it. Let's see, Hivemapper, let's look at that. Look at Hivemapper real quick. It is down 12.1% today. 20 cents. Again, this coin is probably going to be getting listed on Coinbase. So once this gets listed on Coinbase, I believe that we will see a nice pump. This thing went up to 37 cents just on hype and Facebook ads, to be honest, a couple weeks ago. So I don't see any reason why this coin won't absolutely just completely pop off again. But again, not financial advice. I am DCAing into this one as well. It's another coin that I have my eyes on. All right, so let's see. What do you guys say in the chat? I don't know if it does AI. It stands for Australian Infrastructure.
Bruh.
Oh my god. Oh, this karate one. Is it a money sign in front of it? Is that how you spell it? Is it really with the money sign? Maybe. Karate Combat. This is the one where influencers are fighting. No mixed martial arts skills, but they're gonna slap each other. Give them a good scratch, you know?
Bruh.
It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny to watch. But Karate Combat's one of those coins that people are hyping over for whatever reason. 10.8%. Let's see how this chart looks. Well, according to CoinGecko, it's actually been on a tear. Nice. Went from well under tenths of a penny to from hundredths of a penny, I guess, up to still no, tenths of a penny, 3/10, 4/10 of a penny. Could be worse. This is a coin I'm not into, to be honest. All right, let's get on to the mining segment of things and look at these eight. I gotta refresh this. Please tell me this gets better. Yeah, didn't get much better.
Bruh.
Look at this K9 Windminer K9. Terrible. 87.96 a day. That's the 10.3 terahash Kaspa miner. If you guys don't know, these things were making like $300 a day, I think a month and a half ago. So that's pretty rough. But you know what, is what it is. Again, Kaspa price does have to do with this. Kaspa does have their emission schedule way different than any other coin. They have every month instead of they take off some of the rewards per month versus doing it once a year, or once every 4 years like Bitcoin, how they do a halving. Kaspa is a bit different. Their emission schedule just shaves off a bit every month. We have Kaspa KS3 from Ice River. It's the 8 terahash unit, making $66 a day. The KS3M 6 terahash, making $47.69. We have the X16P from jinglemining.com. Shout out to Jingle Mining. Hopefully I'll be getting to review this real soon. We have $18.90 a day mining ETC and ZIL. Man, I'm still solo mining. I'm over 100% on my Jazz miners right now for a block on ETC. Hopefully I hit soon. We have the Ice River KS2 2 terahashes, making $15.74 a day.
Bruh.
That's terrible. We have KS1 Ice River making $7.87 a day. That's so bad. That's so bad. King's crying right now for sure. I mean, you know what, to me it's kind of about supporting the project, but it's mainly about money. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's mainly about money, how much these things are making you a day. But at the same time, again, I do believe in Kaspa. I think it's going to go far, and once this price pumps, these things will pick back up at some point. Jazz Miner X16Q, we have 1950 mega hashes. ETC and ZIL is most profitable, $6.40 a day. Again, this is at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Mr. 100 Air, appreciate you for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for keeping the stream alive. He said, about to build a PC with one 6600 XT and a Ryzen 7900X. Any recommendations on what to mine or host? We can actually check. See what the 6600 XT, actually they are super efficient on Pyron as of right now. They're pretty profitable over there. So I don't know. Yeah, if you're gonna build just like a single card PC, maybe Pyron, I don't know, but that's just like pure profitability, not anything else. Let's look at the L7 9050. This is the unit I sent down to Mr. Hot Crypto Mining over at Terra Hosting. If you guys are interested, links in the description. They charge way less than what I'm paying for electric, and it is $4.87 per day, again at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Not too bad. I just bought personally an S19K Pro as well to host with them, because I think these things are going to be able to be flipped in the bull run for sure. They're just, Bitcoin miners went absolutely insane when the bull run was here. Mr. Travelers Travels, appreciate you for being a member for 13 months. You're awesome. He said, here is to a profitable new year. Appreciate you, buddy. Cheers. We have $3.44 a day on this S19K Pro. Again, these things, I mean, if you're paying like a hosting facility electric rate versus like what I'm paying here, 25-30 cents, yeah, it makes way sense. And it's like, you're getting X amount of Bitcoin per day, which is cool. So it's I mean, it's worth it to me to just run this and stack a bag of Bitcoin, right? Personally, what I'm gonna do with these two, or with this one anyways, is stack up my kids' bags on their wallets. So I got them Tangems for Christmas. I don't know if you guys saw that short, but I did get all my kids Tangems and stuff, and I gotta set these things all up. So once they're all set up, I'm gonna be basically mining to their wallets, get them some virgin Bitcoin into each wallet, get to a certain amount, and then I'll put some other coins in there, but just kind of like a savings account for my kids. I think it's a smart move. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this S19K Pro. That's pretty much my goal there. We have the Kaspa KS0 Pro. I have 8 of these next to me, 200 giga hashes at 100 watts a piece. Mine are like, I think 80 something, 90 watts or so a piece. 17 Kaspa a day, $1.62. Pretty rough, but overall it's not too bad. Could be worse. Great idea. I was thinking about doing the same. Yeah, Jason Mining, it really is a good idea, just to get them off on the right foot, especially with crypto and the way things are going. It makes total sense to me. Anyways, let's check out hashrate.no. We'll look at this 6600 XT in a second. As of right now, it looks like 4090 Hypera and Lithium. Again, Hypera I haven't looked into at all, but these dual mining, these two are pretty much top of the charts. 3080 Ti is Hypera and Carlson. Look at that, Carlson's back on the top of the list. Hold on, I didn't look at that one yet. I forgot about that. Let's see what that coin is at. Still $2. Sorry, $2. I wish. 2 cents. 2.7. Let's look at Pyron. Again, neither of these are holds for me. Just selling them immediately. 4 cents, almost 5 cents. This went up to like 7 the other day. It was pretty profitable. All right, anyways, let's keep looking. AIPG looks like it's top of the charts for a lot of these coins as well. I mean, a lot of these cards as well, rather. Yeah, it looks like that's pretty much it. All right, let's look at damn, I forget the button. What is it? Alt something to search, or control F or something. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I'll end up killing my stream. Here we go. 6600 XT. Looks like AIPG's on the top of the chart. Mr. 100 Air. AI Power Grid. Looks like we have Neura AI. Actually, that's a good coin too, but it's Kapow, man. I can't do it. SATIC has been popping off too. Also another Kapow algorithm. Man, it's crazy. But look at the wattage on these. Even for a Kapow algorithm, look at the wattage. 67 watts on a 6600 XT. These cards are freaking unreal. They really are. You can't go wrong with this card. It's such a cool card, especially on Kapow. You know what? I should probably flip over to something like that. And like, look at this, 38 watts on a lithium. These things get. That is crazy. I know this is software. It's not actually wall pulling, but regardless, I mean, nonetheless, you can see it's pretty even all the way down. Can't be much more. Was it going to be 70 watts? 72. It's nuts, man. It's absolutely nuts. Crypto Frank, my man, appreciate you. Thanks for being here, buddy. Thanks for being here. All right, let's get into the news segment of things real quick. As you guys can see, the title of the video today, the Bitcoin ETFs are unofficially approved as BlackRock amends the 19B-4. That's it's kind of a big deal. It's basically done, says Eric Balchunas, a senior ETF analysis for Bloomberg, after NASDAQ filed the much anticipated amended 19B4 forms for BlackRock and Valkyrie. Bloomberg is reporting that the SEC asked issuers to file the amendment as staff had no additional feedback on the paperwork for several of the firms after the latest amendments, in quotations. That's a big deal. If they don't have any feedback, that kind of means there's really there's nothing else for them to bitch about. So I guess we'll have to see. I guess we will have to see. Why is it shorter? Why is this not like a full article? I had a full article. That's weird. They change it? Zoom out. What the hell's going on here? I swear to God there was more to this. Anyways, whatever. They were saying the much anticipated Monday to follow is most likely going to be the day that they actually approve this. So I guess we'll have to see what they say. All right, let's get into the videos here. We have spot Bitcoin ETF clear major hurdle. Let's do it. Bloomberg Television, guys, hit that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. Let's go.
Once this is approved by the SEC, how quickly will it take before we actually see these ETFs trading?
So there's two big hurdles here. The first one, of course, which we reported right now, is that the SEC has told filers and issuers to basically submit their final 19B4s. That is one step. The thing we're still looking out for is the amended S1s. Basically, that still has to be approved. And of course, these 19B4s need to be approved as well. But what we're hearing from our sources is that basically we're getting down to the finish line here, that they really don't have any substantial comments, any substantial feedback yet. So as James alluded to, what we could see in the next couple of hours is these final 19B4s being submitted. What's important to note here is that it's unclear whether basically all of the filers have heard this, whether we're talking about some, whether we're talking about all 13, because this is a very crowded race at this point.
It's a very crowded race, but at the same time, the SEC doesn't want to be playing favorites necessarily and giving any one issuer a lead, an unnecessary lead. What does your reporting show in terms of how they're likely to approve all these applications?
Exactly. That's exactly what we've heard as well, because that's what they did with the Bitcoin futures ETFs, which launched a little bit over 2 years ago. Of course, remember, ProShares got the lead start there. They have $1.8 billion in assets. A pretty much identical fund from Valkyrie launched a few days later. They have $34 million in assets. So they're trying to avoid a repeat of what we saw there. So
that's a good point, actually. Yeah, they're trying to launch them all at the same time, because if one person gets, like, if BlackRock gets approved before anybody else, just for example, like, the amount of people that are going to go straight to BlackRock is going to be unheard of, and they're not going to be able to, they're not just going to like come back out of it and go somewhere else. You know what I mean? So it makes sense to make it an even playing field and just approve everything at once.
Again, the thinking and the consensus in the market is that this is a common clock, that they'd like to approve everyone all at once here. Whether everyone will be ready in time, all of these issuers, is the outstanding question.
Well, if you had to think about who would be ready and not ready, let's kind of go through the stack for a minute, because one matters maybe a little more than others, given there's already money in play. That is GBTC, that is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. The discount has narrowed to only 6%. James, how much is at risk for their investors if they are not first out of the gate?
Honestly, I don't think much is at risk, because even if they're not first out of the gate, ultimately they are going to convert and that discount is going to be gone. Obviously, it's more at risk not for GBTC investors, but for Grayscale themselves, because if they're out in the first wave, they're almost de facto going to be the leader. We'd like to look at this market as it tends to be winner take most, and the people with the most volume tends to get more volume and dominate the space a little bit. Again, it's winner take most, so there's plenty of room for other people to be successful. But if they go out on the first day, they're at a pretty hefty head start at over 26 billion in assets. They trade over $350 million a day, both in assets and trading volume. They'd be in the top 1-2% of ETFs in the US if this were an ETF already. So that's as big of a head start as you could possibly get. So it's possible their situation is a little bit different from every other issuer because of the way that they filed the lawsuit, and they're filing what's known as an S3 rather than S1. There's some slight differences. So if there is a difference, it might delay them a tiny bit, but I think they're likely to go out in the first day, because if they're not out in the first day, or at least within a day or two of other ones launching, there's probably going to be another lawsuit.
And James, what's curious here is just how much attention that we're paying to every single filing, every single update turns into this market-moving event. Is there any blueprint for that? Have you seen anything like this? I mean, we've had new asset classes come to the ETF wrapper before, but I can't remember when it has received this much attention.
Yeah, nothing. This is a one-of-one situation. We've never seen this much interest from people that don't really know much about ETFs or traditional finance, for that matter. People have become legal experts. I mean, I knew a lot of this stuff from a higher level. I knew some of it, but I've had to get way deeper in the weeds because our clients and just people in general are demanding to understand every step of the process of what's going on here. And it makes sense, really. I mean, people have been trying to launch this thing for 10 years. There's politicians involved. There's deadlines. There's billions of dollars at stake. Like, this is a big deal, and there's a reason there's getting a lot of coverage and interest from both the media and asset allocation perspective.
So once the SEC does approve the Bitcoin ETFs, and that's a when not if kind of question, and we've been deliberating on the when, how do investors figure out which Bitcoin ETF they want to buy? I mean, are we going to have a Super Bowl 2024 full of Bitcoin ETF commercials?
I wouldn't count out Super Bowl commercials for sure. I mean, we've already seen a whole bunch of issuers with their own commercials. I mean, we have Van Eck, Hashdex, Bitwise. Everyone's doing different things to market their own products. And like I said, it tends to be winner take most, not winner take all. So right now we're looking at 11 issuers. I don't know if there's room for 11 different spot Bitcoin ETF products, but there's definitely room for multiple. So some people are only going to care about the fee. They want the cheapest fee. That's how they're going to get exposure. Some are going to care about the brand name. There's undoubtedly going to be advisors out there that just trust BlackRock and that's what they're going to use, or Fidelity, or what have you. Some people are going to
the BlackRock cult. This is what they're going to be doing, just following it because of the name.
Stick with Grayscale because they've been using them. Some might want a more crypto-centric offering from somebody like Bitwise or Hashdex or Valkyrie. And then there's people in the middle like Van Eck, and Invesco has partnered with Galaxy. So there's no way to know how this is going to play out. One of the other things I'm focused on is the issue. A bunch of the ETFs out there now, you don't actually see the on-chain address, so you can't see exactly where the Bitcoin is. Maybe some of the bigger issuers aren't going to release those addresses so you can check it yourself to see if the Bitcoin is there. But some of these smaller issuers, I'd be shocked if we don't see a handful of these ETFs just saying, here, you can double check whether or not we have this Bitcoin that we say we have, because that's a huge concern in the Bitcoin world. They think it's going to be paper Bitcoin and not actually have exposure to Bitcoin. But I can pretty much guarantee you some of these filers are going to publish their Bitcoin addresses so anyone and their mother can go on and look to make sure the Bitcoin is actually there when they say it is.
Well, that's actually a good point. And yeah, they do have to purchase it in the background and actually hold it for you. But you, at the end of the day, you still are getting a piece of paper that says like, hey, trust me, bro, I got you. And you have this much, and that's it. All right, so let's go. How would a potential Bitcoin ETF nod change the market? Let's see.
What do you expect to happen with Bitcoin ETF? We have heard the likes of some analysts thinking that the applications will fall short of the requirements by the FCC.
I mean, I think overall the expectation is almost at 90% that we are going to get an approval next week. But of course, there is room for that not to happen, right? And it doesn't get approved. We did have one analyst say that in Asia, and that just led to a sell-off of Bitcoin around the world. It's very jittery with these expectations. There's really laser focus on Bitcoin's price right now. So it's always been a volatile asset, but I think there's so much focus on the price right now that it can make it move even more, jump around even more than it usually does.
That's sort of exactly one of the reasons why regulators have been hesitant about these products, right? I mean, that ordinary investors might not be able to stomach all of that volatility, not to mention the potential for market manipulation. So what's changed?
I think that's exactly right. I mean, it's going to be, I think, very interesting to see what's in the disclosures, what's in the small print for investors to read before they go ahead and invest in these types of products, because the volatility is really extreme. And that's been a characteristic of Bitcoin right from its inception. I think we have to remember that Bitcoin is still only 15 years old. It's a very new asset, and it's really the lead asset in an entirely new emerging asset class of cryptos in, more generally. And so this volatility, it's a characteristic, it's a feature, it's not a bug, and it's got to be something that investors are informed about so that they know how to place it and invest in it and have it as part of their asset allocation, treat it in the way that it's supposed to be treated, which at the moment advisors are saying have a very small part of your overall portfolio in a volatile asset like Bitcoin. Because while the upside is very appealing, and we've obviously seen historic returns coming from Bitcoin as an asset class, the drawdowns can be particularly painful. So as always with investors, looking at investment time frame and looking at your overall asset allocation when it comes to Bitcoin.
The reason that...
And you guys are rough. You guys are rough in the chat. She's definitely into Bitcoin. I mean, no tan. All right, I understand. Yeah, you guys are terrible.
We had this tear on crypto assets leading up to this announcement.
It's kind of like me. Just stays in the basement all day. That's it.
By the SEC is the expectation that we'll get a new wave of investors, of different sets of investors having access to cryptocurrencies, right? Tell us a little bit about how mainstream these crypto tokens have become and how much of a game changer this ETF would be.
So to date, really what we've seen with Bitcoin and more broadly in the crypto space and industry is it's really been retail driven. So it's bottom up, it's retail driven. That's how Bitcoin came to be in the world, actually. It's through bottom up organic growth. It wasn't the institutions coming in. It was not top down. So what we are likely to see with the Bitcoin ETF is continued retail flows, because ETFs make that far more accessible. I think the sticking point with a lot of retail investors when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptos in general is how to access it. Retail investors are not familiar with the crypto exchanges, how to onboard onto these new financial institutions.
These retail investors are going to get wrecked. I mean, you guys saw the wick down, right? The shakeout, I would call it, down to the 40,000 mark, real quick wick, and back up to 42 in like minutes, right? The fact that when these ETF like actual investors come in that typically do like stocks and stuff, and they come in and they buy into Bitcoin, I do think we're gonna see a quick wick down or a quick shakeout down where people are gonna freak out and just they're not gonna be used to this volatility. It's gonna be funny and concerning at the same time.
Not broadly available in brokerage accounts, and that's about to change. So it's going to become much easier for retail, but the big shift that we're likely to see with this ETF is the passive institutional flows that can now start moving into this asset class. And they may move into Bitcoin as a standalone investment, or it's part of the overall asset allocation for any institutional portfolio. So that's really going to move the needle. And that's why everyone's getting so excited at this moment, because it's this upcoming era of institutionalized crypto.
All right, shout out to Bloomberg Television for that. Let's jump over to Crypto World, CNBC Television. Bitcoin dips 1.5% ahead of next week's expectations. Decision on the spot Bitcoin ETF. Guys, that like button. Appreciate you all. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's get into it.
Today, Bitcoin reverses course, trading lower to end a volatile week. New research reveals hackers linked to North Korea stole $600 million in crypto in 2023. And economist Noel Atchison explains the catalyst driving crypto's wild swings in price this week.
He lives in the basement, too. Polish miners back in 2017 when I got into Bitcoin, it had 30% and 60% swing ups and downs within minutes. It won't be new for the OGs, and you're not wrong. 100%.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Tanea McKeel. Crypto prices in the red to close out the first week of 2024. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin dropped more than 1.5% to just above $43,000, one day after the cryptocurrency crossed the $44,000 level as a spot Bitcoin ETF decision by the SEC is expected any day now. Ether dipped 2.5% and Solana fell back below the $100 mark. A little bit of volatility coming back into the market this week, again, as the anticipation of a spot Bitcoin ETF approval grows. We'll talk more shortly about what to expect with Noel Atchison. For the week, Bitcoin rose more than 3%. However, Ether fell nearly 4% and Solana sank about 8%. XRP and Doge both dropped a whopping 10%. And then over on the equity side, crypto-focused stocks had a bad week, with Coinbase sinking 11.5%. Crypto miners Riot and CleanSpark fell too, with Riot dropping nearly 6.5% for the week and CleanSpark down more than 10.5%. Marathon and MicroStrategy, however, were slightly in the green for the week, all as of noon Eastern. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Celsius is gearing up to unstake millions of dollars in Ether. On Thursday, the company announced on X that it will unstake existing ETH holdings to offset some restructuring costs. The company is in the process of reorganizing its business to exit bankruptcy brought on by the 2022 crypto meltdown. Celsius plans to focus on Bitcoin mining going forward, and in the meantime,
What do you guys think about Celsius doing that? Unstaking all their ETH? Ooh.
It's been using staking rewards as a way to cover costs as it prepares to repay customers.
Wait a minute. Oh, man, that means it's going to be a sell-off in ETH. If they're planning to use it to repay back customers, yeah, that's going to be a price drop. That's my opinion.
According to Nonsense, Celsius has a total of about 206,000 ETH tokens awaiting withdrawal. That's worth nearly $459 million.
That's a lot.
Next, hackers tied to North Korea stole $600 million.
Oh, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Anybody that's here, just keep in the back of your brain that might see a nice pullback, but at the same time, it could just get bought right up. So who knows?
In crypto in 2023.
Well, just don't sleep on ETH, because ETH is most likely or most definitely going to get an ETF right after Bitcoin does, or shortly after Bitcoin, at least in my opinion.
That's according to research by TRM Labs out today, which noted that despite a 30% drop from the $850 million haul in 2022, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or DPRK, was responsible for nearly a third of all funds stolen in crypto hacks last year. TRM also said that nearly $3 billion worth of crypto has been lost to North Korea-linked hacks since 2017, noting that the DPRK's money laundering methods constantly evolve to evade international law enforcement agencies. The blockchain intelligence firm, which helps financial institutions, government agencies, and companies detect crypto-related financial crimes, warned that this year will likely see more disruption from North Korea, even with notable advancements in cybersecurity among exchanges.
Jeez.
And finally, crypto companies have introduced risk assessments and finance tests in response to strict new rules on the advertising of digital asset products in the UK. Coinbase, Crypto.com, and other crypto exchanges are warning users in the region that they'll need to start filling out risk assessments and investment questionnaires aimed at testing their financial knowledge.
What? What? You have to fill out a form testing your financial knowledge before you can get into an account? What? Sign up now. That's crazy.
Companies told users that starting Monday, they'll be required to complete a declaration about what type of investor they are and respond to a questionnaire covering a range of aspects of financial services and regulation to continue using their platforms. If they don't disclose the information, they won't be able to trade crypto. Since the passing of a major package of financial services reforms in the UK, firms that offer crypto must adhere to the same rules as those that govern traditional financial services. Coinbase spokesperson told CNBC that the changes were made to ensure the firm is meeting UK investor protection standards, which require users to have the necessary knowledge to make informed investment decisions. The Crypto.com spokesperson gave similar reasoning for the move, saying its changes were made primarily to ensure customers understand the risks of investing in crypto, which is a key component of the important consumer protections being put in place by the FCA.
Bruh.
All right,
real quick. Mr. Crypto KJ asked me to look at this a little while ago. Let's see. Oh shit! Look at that. So this is a nice chart of all the people that have actually filed for Bitcoin ETF. Everything says yes under this 19.4B amend. Interesting. Maybe it will get approved on Monday. That's pretty crazy. Also, this too, I forgot to mention a little bit ago. News: crypto tax law takes effect. This, I guess, is this year, right? Transactions of $10,000 or more must be reported to the IRS within 15 days. So if you guys do anything $10,000 or more, a new tax reporting law has entered into force in the U.S. starting on January 1st. All Americans receiving $10,000 or more in crypto in the course of their trade or business must file a report with the IRS basically within 15 days. If you don't file a report within 15 days of receiving the transactions, you could be found guilty of a felony offense.
Bruh.
Fucking ridiculous. But whatever, just follow the rules, people. Pay your taxes, do your things. All right, let's get back into it.
To crypto markets for our main story. Prices have been turbulent since the new year kicked off. I spoke with Noel Atchison, author of the Crypto is Macro Now newsletter, to find out what's behind the big swings in prices this week.
Of course, everything right now is about the ETF. No one has a crystal ball, but based on what is known, what do you expect to happen next week?
I expect we're going to get approval for the very first Bitcoin spot ETF. It really is quite epic. I mean, just a few months ago, most people that I knew were saying it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. And now it looks like it actually will. Of course, it's not a done deal.
Those earrings look like they hurt.
Can't say 100% certain that we're going to get it next week, but it would be really, really aggressive move from the SEC were they to pull the rug now. I have been thinking a bit about what the worst case scenario would be. Obviously, the worst case scenario would be the SEC being totally aggressive and at the same time canceling the Bitcoin futures ETF so that we couldn't then say that it's inconsistent. They've never done that before, though. That is not even a 1% likelihood. If they really wanted to play dirty, they could delay again. That's possible. It would mean some scrambling on the part of the ARC ETF, for instance. Maybe they'd have to refile. Who knows? It's most likely that the SEC will give the green light next week, because not doing so is just going to create a colossal amount of work for the SEC, which, as they have often reminded us, is understaffed.
Yeah, I was just...
Real quick, Mr. Steven Cicero said, isn't that the same as when depositing more than 10K in the bank? They have you fill out a special form, and yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. They just want to know that you're not a drug dealer and you didn't steal this money. That's pretty much what they want to do, but it's also probably for tax purposes when it comes to crypto, because people are just obviously not doing what they should be doing legally.
Just about to ask what the...
And I don't say that legal, like, I don't say illegally as in like drugs and stuff. I just mean like paying taxes on your crypto, yada yada.
What the impetus would be to play dirty at this point.
It would be the SEC not having read through all of the documents, having perhaps some internal discussions they still want to have, or perhaps just being thoroughly pissed off with the entire industry. I'm not saying that the SEC is unprofessional, but that would be the impetus. So the most practical reason would be that they haven't had time to go through the documents. But again, I think that's very unlikely. The most practical thing to do now, the most efficient and the safest politically for the SEC, is just to approve these already.
There was a survey out by Bitwise. I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. I thought it was really interesting, a survey of advisors. And my takeaway from it was that many advisors are still thinking there is not going to be an approval, but that if there was, they would be very interested in.
She wants to mention Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan, that is now an active participant when it comes to BlackRock's ETF. And yeah, it's a bunch of horse shit. He sits there and says all this stuff, bashes it, and then goes and wants to be involved in it because he knows he's going to make a lot of money.
Helping their clients allocate through an ETF. What did you make of that survey?
We do have to bear in mind that most advisors don't follow crypto. Most, as we saw from the survey, in fact, which is an incredible document. I recommend everyone read it if they can. It shows that most advisors are not interested in crypto. Something like 70% have not allocated clients to crypto, and no, even more than that. Sorry, something like 90% have not, and 70% of those have no intention of doing so. So they're not following this, obviously. Otherwise, a much higher percentage.
Or they're just saying that like JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon.
Than 40% would believe that we do have one coming. It is interesting that many of them say those that are planning to allocate are waiting for an ETF. Well, there's a solution to that. If I can throw in one more thing about that really interesting document you mentioned there, Tanaya, and that is The most interesting part of that always every year is the barriers to investment. That is the key of this document, for me anyway. And the big takeaway this time is that one of the key barriers, which is lack of a liquid, reliable, exchange-traded vehicle through which to get exposure, well, that barrier is probably about to be removed. And other barriers such as lack of regulatory clarity, there's progress on that. It's slow and excruciating, but it is progressing. Others are the volatility. Fair enough. That's what investors' advisors have to, take into account their clients' needs, and many of them can't really afford the kind of volatility. Fair enough. But one takeaway, my biggest takeaway from that list of the barriers is that there is still so much education that is needed in this space. Many investment advisors say that they would not allocate crypto for their clients because it's a scam, or because they don't understand it, or because it's associated with illicit trade, that kind of thing. There's just a lot of education that is still needed. And here's the big kicker. The approval of Bitcoin spot ETFs is going to kick that education onto a different kind of level, different kind of mainstream acceptance. When we see Bitcoin in the same frame, in the same sentence, in the same ad as names such as BlackRock, Invesco, Fidelity. When Bitcoin becomes part of the mainstream financial landscape, that's a different level of education. And so we'll see that list probably change quite a lot between now and next year.
Of course we will.
Let's get away from the ETF for a little bit. The ETF has been a big driver of Bitcoin price. What do you make of the volatility in crypto this week, which was not, Bitcoin alone? It seemed to be kind of a straight line up over the last couple of months. At least
It's normal. It's crypto. It happens.
That's what it
Volatile.
felt like. And then, a little bit more tumultuous to kick off the new year. What do you make of it?
Oh, it's welcome back volatility. We'd missed it, to be honest.
Welcome back. Perfectly said.
Doldrums of the past 2 years, I'll guess. I know 23 was a much better year than 22.
Remember before BlackRock filed their application, how absolutely flat and stagnant it was in the market last year.
Well, that's following FTX and all the other bullshit. There was reasons behind it. It wasn't just because it fell off. It's like there was a lot of stuff going on and it scared a lot of people. That's the truth.
Absolutely. And even after the initial flurry of excitement had died down, volatility is not really back. It's a bit better, but it's not really back. Liquidity is not really back. Kaiko put out their Q4 report recently, which shows that liquidity in terms of market depth has not yet recovered to pre-FTX levels and hasn't really moved that much, even after the BlackRock announcement. Now, this could change once the ETFs are launched, because we do have some very big name authorized participants coming into the market.
A lot more money.
It's going to be in their interest to do some market making on Bitcoin itself as well, I presume. So I do think this will change, and that is going to start a whole new flywheel of investor demand. The lack of volatility, contrary to what the Bitwise survey is saying, the lack of volatility for most institutional investors is a barrier. Bitcoin's volatility, to pick the largest currency as an example, it's a feature. It's not a bug. For volatility, there's risk. So the volatility is what compensates the risk in outsized returns. Also, volatility is what brings in liquidity, because for many of the market makers, if it's not volatile, they're not really going to be able to cover their hedging costs. So it's just not worth their while. High frequency traders as well, they need more volatility to be able to make money in the Bitcoin market. When they come back, volatility will come back, liquidity will come back, and the market will start to recover the luster that it used to have before everything went south in 2022.
Perfect. That's all we need. Shout out to CNBC Crypto World. We will see a lot of volatility for sure. All right, let's move on to the videos. We have Mr. Austin over at Altcoin Daily. I can guarantee this will cause a crypto tsunami for Ethereum. Let's see what he has to say here. I didn't get a chance to watch this. So guys, that like button, appreciate you all. Let's do it.
So I think that everything is positioned now for Ethereum to really dominate.
Today we take a look at Ethereum,
because that would be the real catalyst. If Ethereum is able to flip Bitcoin,
and how far Ethereum could go.
Ethereum's not going to flip Bitcoin
in 2024.
I don't think.
It is by far the dominant platform.
The ecosystem that's evolving today.
And it's the dominant platform for a reason.
And then of course at the end, what could eventually take down Ethereum.
And so I think we will probably see this cycle, Solana gets solidified as like the number 3.
Watch the whole video.
That's a good point too. Solana, I really do, man. It's crazy. The things that are coming out on Solana, it's got some legs, man.
What was the big story for Ethereum in 2023?
I don't think it's gonna flip ETH, with that being said, but who knows?
Less than 60 seconds. on why the Ethereum price has been fading all of last year compared to Bitcoin, compared to Solana.
To be honest,
there's reasons they went proof of stake, not proof of work anymore. So there's a lot less things going on with it.
I think there was a big story for Ethereum. I think that's part of what's kind of going on
that's a good point
with
too.
The most recent Ethereum price action. It's Ethereum has done everything that it said that it would over the last 3, 4, 5 years, right? Proof of stake has happened.
Well, Ethereum's main purpose was always to go proof of stake. By the way, they weren't ever meant to stay proof of work, and they stated that from the beginning. So you can't really be mad at them for going away. And Andrew Basad says Ethereum will hit 10K IMO. In my opinion, I think the same. I think it'll hit 5 figures for sure.
And
at some point,
L2s are happening. Everything is kind of set up for Ethereum to really dominate. But hasn't been a huge catalyst, I would say. It's just been, a slow grind back up.
Now, the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, has backed Ethereum as well. That may be the catalyst we see at the end of 2024. But the reason Ethereum is slumping today is because Celsius, to unstake thousands of Ethereum, the defunct crypto lender, sent over 30,000 Ethereum to custodian Fireblocks in the past week, some of which was deposited onto crypto exchange Coinbase. So Celsius had been staking all that Ethereum and then just selling the rewards. Now they're just unstaking and selling all the Ethereum. The company, Celsius, which is converting to become a Bitcoin miner, had previously said it would include staking in its activities. The firm has been selling staking rewards on the open market to cover costs associated with the reorg plan. And in a direct quote from them, they say, Celsius will unstake existing Ethereum holdings, which have provided valuable staking rewards income to the estate to offset certain costs incurred throughout the restructuring process. The significant unstaking activity in the next few days will unlock ETH to ensure timely distributions to the creditors. Meaning if you lost money in Celsius, you like this, but also meaning this is why Ethereum is slumping.
Yeah, they're going to be selling the shit out of Ethereum to give you guys your money back. But at the same time, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see if it'll get bought right back up or not. As far as Solana, Mr. Pellish Miner said Solana will flip ETH IMO. I don't know. It'll get close. I don't think it'll flip it though.
Has been slumping this week. Click subscribe if you appreciate staying up to date on this market you're invested in. And the data from analysis tool Arkham showed that the crypto wallets linked to Celsius have staked over 151 million worth of ETH, now being unstaked, a position on which it likely earns over 4% to 5% in annualized yields. I guess they're interested in getting that liquidity now.
I think the interesting thing this cycle is that Ethereum has now been the #2 asset.
But looking into this year, 2024 and beyond, what is the potential?
Ethereum has now been the #2 asset for, other than a brief blip where Ripple passed it for a few months in 2018, 2019, about 7 years. It's been the #2 crypto asset, right?
And now, when the ETFs come out too, or if they do come out for Ethereum, that's another thing that's going to drive a shit ton of money and a huge catalyst as to why I really don't think Solana has a chance to flip it.
And for good reason. It has dominated transaction activity. It's dominated the narratives from NFTs to decentralized finance. And we now are sort of in this position where as Bitcoin, as it typically does at the start of a cycle, as the Bitcoin dominance cycle starts to grow, what would typically happen is those Bitcoin profits would be rotated out into, alternative assets, right? Longer tail assets. And Ethereum was typically one of those.
So Ethereum and other altcoins typically do outperform Bitcoin in a bull market. Yet why is this trend seeming to slump on Ethereum?
But it feels to me like Ethereum is now in a position where it has become so dominant that people are actually skipping over Ethereum and going to things like Solana and, even layer 2 scaling solutions and, longer tail assets, more speculative assets.
Well, it's mainly for the gains, yeah, because Ethereum's only got so much more left in it until something like major comes out, like an ETF, possible ETF.
And so I think Ethereum is kind of a victim of its own success in that regard.
Also, the Ethereum layer 2 ecosystem is stealing some of that market share in a sense.
What has happened, though, over the last year is there has been this consolidation around the Ethereum ecosystem in terms of the layer 2 scaling, right? That Ethereum roadmap of Ethereum mainnet as the data layer and all of these other execution layers in the form of Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, etc. We've seen even huge companies like Coinbase using Ethereum and Optimism as their sort of foray into these on-chain transactions. And so that's been a really powerful narrative that we've seen. What has also happened is some of the competing layer one networks, the other networks that were taking attention away from Ethereum, have kind of pivoted to come back into the ecosystem and become L2s, right? So Celo is a great example of that. What that's done, I think, has created a bit of a power vacuum for Solana to be this credible threat. And so I think we will probably see this cycle, Solana get solidified as like the number 3 crypto asset, where you'll have Bitcoin, then Ethereum as the dominant smart contract platform, but Solana as this fast follower platform that will likely.
So let's
He's probably
talk
not
about
wrong.
Solana.
He's probably not wrong. I mean, USDT and BNB, like stable coins, really shouldn't be like here, I don't think. But yeah, Solana, I mean, I don't think it has any issue getting up to over 100 billion or more.
And the potential in their ecosystem. A continuation from a video I put out almost a week ago. Solana altcoins will make millionaires in 2024. But what could be that catalyst that sends Ethereum into that next level?
There is no major catalyst. It's just going to be constant adoption. It is by far the dominant platform. And it's the dominant platform for a reason. It has the best tech. It has the best engineers, it has the widest adoption. And so I think that as an institution looking to do things with smart contracts, Ethereum's the obvious choice. It's becoming a little bit like the old IBM trope of no one ever got fired for choosing IBM, and so choosing Ethereum becomes just the obvious default choice. That said, I think Solana and potentially some of the other chains will have a chance to challenge Ethereum, but for now, it's really going to be I think Ethereum's game to lose. And then the question is, can Ethereum do what the Ethereum community has been predicting for a very long time, either next year or the following year in the cycle, which is flip Bitcoin? Because that would be the real catalyst. If Ethereum is able to flip Bitcoin, which requires a 4 or 5x price appreciation relative to Bitcoin, that would extremely catalyze, I think, the next couple of years of activity and shift the narrative. But it's, again, that's for Ethereum to kind of pull off.
And looking at Solana news, Solana's MixMob launches a race-to-earn game ahead of airdrop.
This room exists to express the culture of crypto through gaming. And for that, we have created a lore that fits the crypto culture perfectly.
So this is a project I'm invested in.
Solana has actually, they've been doing a lot of gaming stuff lately.
Again, to me, it's just cool to see the building on Solana. Crypto gaming startup.
Or there's been a lot of building, rather, with gaming stuff on Solana.
MixMob has released its first Solana-based game, Racer 1, a card-driven strategic racing experience.
I'm not sure if this is a shill. I don't know. He said he was invested in it. I don't know if it's his money or if he got paid to talk about it. I don't know.
Players can bet on matches or play and earn tokens for winning races.
So we loved what Axie was doing with crypto and gaming, but we thought, hey, we can improve on this. What if we added real money gaming, competition, and DeFi? That would blow everything away and create a real sustainable economy.
To me, what was interesting is that this is backed by BitMEX co-founder, crypto OG, party animal, Arthur Hayes. Also heavy interest from the Solana team. But again, I want to know, is this game fun?
Enter MixMob Racer 1. Think of it as Hearthstone meets Mario Kart, but with crypto. It's fun, competitive, real-time, short matches, and it has all the components that are easy to learn but hard to master.
It'll be a long.
See, things like that would get like new people into it, which is kind of cool, like kids and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if it's something like I would play, but investing in a coin like that has potential makes sense. So that's kind of why I'm into Neoxa. It just makes sense.
On January 11th, the game is playable on iOS, Android, and desktop. And although it's not launched yet, might be cool to race to earn. But either way, I'll continue to introduce you to cool different projects.
All right, shout out to Altcoin Daily for their video. All right, let's get back into the recap of stuff. You guys have any questions, please feel free to ask away. Let's see what the market's looking like as of right now. See if we missed anything. Look at that, it's green. It's green instead of red now. That's nice. That's always nice to see. With Bitcoin back $44,064, Ethereum 2253, XRP to 57 cents. Not too bad. Just kind of recapping stuff. ETC still under 20 bucks. I think that needs to come up a bit. Let's see, where is LTC? $65, still super undervalued, at least in my opinion. Somebody was asking the other day, I think it was like 3 days ago, somebody asked, 600 bucks, what would you do with it if you had to invest into the crypto market? From a purely strategic, as in like safe bet when it comes to crypto, Litecoin all day. Definitely a good purchase, at least in my opinion. It's not, I personally don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's going to see 300 bucks easy a coin, right? And you'll get a full coin of 65 bucks versus putting, say, you know, $65 into Bitcoin. You're getting X amount of Satoshis. You're not getting an actual coin, you know. You need 44K to do that. So there's there's one of those things that, you know, take it as you will. Whatever project you believe in. Solana also has, again, a lot of potential to rise. It's only at 96 bucks. I do think that this has some room for growth anyways. Injective is up. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the two I'd probably go to. LTC, Solana. If you want some more of a gameplay that's like a little bit more risky, Honey, Hivemapper, again, gonna get listed on a tier 1 exchange, which is Coinbase, or it has the potential to. There's some stuff talking about this crypto getting there. They're going through the approval process as of right now. If you guys don't know what Hivemapper is, the link in the description below if you guys are interested. Save 10% off. But this is like it's like a dash cam basically. You just throw it in your car and you earn to drive to work. Like literally, you drive to work and you earn money. Matt Electron, he told us the other day he made $1,800 in a week. He's a truck driver. It's totally worth it if you're a truck driver. For 300 bucks, he made $1,800 in a week. It was just absolutely absurd. I can't even believe it was even a thing. That's nuts. That and then Kaspa. Honestly, Kaspa is their Rust protocol is coming out soon, which is right now they're at 1 block per second, and they're gearing towards 10 blocks a second. That's going to be a big push for their, I guess, layer 2 stuff. So I think Kaspa has a great potential to rise. And if you guys have ever transacted in Kaspa, it is stupid fast. So good morning or good night, Miss Pocket Change. You going back to bed? Go back to bed. No, I was meant to say good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. What do you guys got? Questions? Anything you guys want to talk about before we raid Crypto Mikkel? He is going live as of right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, LTC going to the moon, says Mr. Charles Harris. I agree. Crypto KJ says buy ETC pal. You clearly can't lose. You know what though? Honestly, like if this project does come back right now, ETC pal, super high risk, but 44 cents is really not that bad. You know what I mean? If you want to throw 100 bucks at it, double the coins, you probably get 200 coins or a little more out of that. And if it goes back to $1, you're happy. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's a lot of plays you guys can do when these coins are down. I know the other one that like people are really into is lithium. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that it's smart to jump in on it right now. If you want to mine it, cool. I'd wait for a pullback, my opinion, but I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen with this? It's risen too fast in the last couple days, so I'd let it come back down to earth or see if it plateaus, and if it does, then it's worth investing in, my opinion. Dynex, Flux, those two, let's see, those two are pretty good buys in my opinion. Dynex up 2.3% right now, 67 cents. Looks like I mean, I think Dynex has really big potential at some point. Let's see the max chart, and the chart looks really good. It's a really healthy chart, to be honest. It's not going back down to where it came down here, 54 cents. So I guess we'll have to see. Let's see what happens to it. But all-time high, $1.39. So this is kind of a good play too if you guys are interested. But the only thing that sucks is holding it. It sucks to hold it. And if that, I would be more invested into Dynex if it was easier to hold. And I think they're coming to Tangem if you guys are interested. Tangem wallet, super simple. It's down in the description below for 10% off. It's this guy right here. This Tangem. It's like a credit card thing. Pretty sweet, actually. You literally just scan it with your phone and it unlocks the app, put in your PIN code, scan it again, and then yeah, it opens up your wallet. It's honestly super easy to use, and it's just my daily driver. It really is, like, versus a crypto app that's kind of like, I like Trust Wallet actually, but I typically gear more towards Tangem now, just because it's a bit more safe, at least in my opinion. There's like an extra layer. It's not just like logging into your phone, you know what I mean? So a little bit different. But if you guys are interested in that, I guess Dynex is coming to Tangem. Kaspa's already on Tangem, so that's the main reason I use it. But yeah, if they had an easier place to hold it, man, I feel like this coin would go up a little bit more. And I want to see what happens if this gets on Coinbase or not. That's another thing. Tangem has honey too. Does it really? Yeah, actually, you know what? You can add it. You can add it to it. I don't think it has it, but you can add it to it. You can actually add a lot of coins to it. I'm going to make a video about that, actually. I need to make a video. You can make anything on like, you know, anything that's on like Solana chain or like Ethereum's chain. You guys can actually add these coins to your Tangem wallet by yourself. It's just not an automatic like thing inside Tangem where you can just like search the coin and find it, but you can add the coin super easy. Let's see. I don't know, just asking. What did 100 Air, what did you say? Can you mine Kaspa straight to Tangem? Yeah, yep, that's what I do. Yep, that's exactly what I do, sir. I actually, as of right now, I was mining Dynex directly to Trade Ogre. They tell you not to mine to the exchange, but it works fine. Solo mining, I guess, is an issue, but as of right now, I'm mining Pyron directly to Trade Ogre, and that's just being sold right for USDT to get my Neoxa. Actually, let's look at Neoxa again, see what that price is at one more time. Neoxa is one of those gaming coins that we've been into for quite some time, so I've just been DCAing into it to get 1 million so I can get a masternode, because that's one of my goals for this year. So I almost have 500,000 as of right now, and yeah, I think it's like 470 I'm at. But yeah, we're getting there. Mining Neoxa to inodes. Yeah, you can do that too. You can mine directly to inodes. Let me see if let me just go to my face for a second, because I don't know how, if inodes is gonna like log me in. Let me see. Hold on, I'll show my inodes though, I don't care. Gotta log in with Google. 1 second. Two-factor authentication. If you guys don't have that on inodes, please put that on there. Please make sure you guys do that, because you can lose your shit. But yeah, let me see. All right, it's my inodes. All right, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so this is my inodes, my stats as of right now. So I've, from putting my funds into inodes, let me zoom in a bit. You guys can see it says like I've made 170 bucks, but to be honest, like none of this is actually realized. It's all just in this account. So unfortunately, you do have to trust them to hold your stuff. That is probably the biggest downfall, and the fees that they apply actually went way up. This was like 2.49, now it's at 7.85. They did do a thing for I think the holidays, like that month they didn't charge anybody any fees, which is kind of cool. But estimated daily earnings just to hold my Neoxa here, which is 479,000 Neoxa, I get 582 a day, which is $2 a day. $2 a day just to have it sit here. It doesn't cost me any electricity, it doesn't cost me anything besides the fee that I don't notice that comes off the top before they give me the estimated daily earnings. So if you guys haven't seen that video, go check that out. It's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool and totally worth it, at least in my opinion. All right, guys, love you all. You're all fantastic. You can mine directly to this, by the way. If you guys are interested, go check out that video. It's on my channel. All right, I gotta get out of here. Gotta get back to daddy duty. I gotta go record another video. I'll actually record that Tangent video, adding crypto, your like other coins that aren't actually on here to this. Like you put ETC, POW, a bunch of other stuff on this wallet. So super excited about that. But guys, have a good day. I will catch you soon. Let's go raid Mr. Crypto Mikkel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.